Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Troublemaker, and this is the Wargame Cup, brought to you by UGen Systems. And today we're going to look at a match between the NATO player Predator and the PAC player Fiva55. Fiva55 is probably one of the top, say, 64 players in the tournament, so he's no slouch. And this is going to be a blind match for me, so if he gets knocked out, that will be very shocking. So looking at Fiva55's loadout, we see he's got some gun helicopters here. It's good to have one or two of these, because if the enemy doesn't have enough anti-air, you can just win right off the bat. And in around 1200, that's not a bad idea. He's got a lot of these Scots loaded with infantry. And lots of BTR 60 pik-as. Also probably lots of infantry. Actually a lot of infantry. And a few of these big Zolos, anti-tank weapons, and a little bit anti-air, not too much though. And he's already starting off with supplies. Usually people tend to get supplies after the start, but there's no big loss in doing this, especially on these very, very large maps. This is a quite large map, so maybe the supply might come in handy. Who knows? It means he's also probably plotting for a much longer game. All the while from Predator, we have some Leopard 2 A4s, some rolling anti-aircraft, a few M1s, lots of anti-aircraft actually. So he's going to deal very well with those two helicopters. And he's got a few ninjas here, some Hueys, transfer helicopters, no doubt to get a little bit of flank action. So we're just going to speed this ahead and see what happens in this game. A little bit exciting. It's been a while since I've really been able to cast a... Oh, he's got some tanks here. A top contender. So we'll see what Fiva55 can do against Predator. The preparation phase is taking quite some time though. We're on ×10 speed. Neither are starting. This is also a rematch of these two because the original game was contested and they were forced to do this game over again. Probably a draw, that's what I suspect it was. Actually both people, not only and I'm not entirely sure the advantage here, but Fiva55 has sold off his FOB and Predator has kept his. When you sell off your FOB, it means kind of that you're going to play a map game here, and you do not want to waste the resources on reinforcing this point. However, by keeping this FOB here, you generally have to keep some kind of forces here to defend this FOB. So it's got a little bit of a trade-off there. It's taking quite some time. Maybe they were having connection issues of some sort. Maybe we'll just speed ahead until it starts. Alright, and away we go. That was a weird problem. So we have the two helicopters coming forward with a helicopter scout. Very good pairing. This is going to allow him to spot what's ahead, and he'll know immediately should I go ahead and jump ahead. Now the Delta Force have been deployed relatively early at Bravo, meaning that he's not going to rush in for Delta. However, Fiva55 has had all his units on the Move Fast command and has quickly deployed into Delta. He's got lots of Spadochroniers deployed in the woods here. He's creating a great formation in the middle. All the while, Predator is taking what I would consider the inferior position of taking Bravo and Charlie. Now this position is worked out very, very well for Fiva55, who is bringing down his commands a little bit later. Quite smart, that way he doesn't have them sniped. And he's in fact moving in actually, with a lot of tank weapons, some UAZ Conquerors here, anti-tank teams, and he's just actually pushing this position down. This is pretty big trouble for Predator, who could particularly lose a really big position here. He's in fact pulling everything back. He's pulling back his infantry, pulling back the Leopards, these expensive tanks by the way. We have some helicopters storming in. And there is a command here, and it is in trouble. It is in trouble. Predator is going to get swamped by this just massive army that is attacking from all directions. There are some Leopards here in the woods as well. Leopards, of course, are very expensive, but very good tanks. The moderate Rolands were cleared out. The riflemen are getting shot down. The MD Jupiters and the Leopards are abandoning. However, the command is stuck in mud and it's unable to move. Okay, it looks like it's moving as well. And this position has actually been completely stomped in by Fiva55. That means there is no reinforcement. Well, okay, actually it looks like there is a reinforcement point here. Looks like he had 3 commands all along. And oh my god, this is interesting. Fiva55 is actually planting his flag, and he's saying, "This is mine, bitch." However, he doesn't have an additional command. No, he actually has lots of additional commands. He just hasn't moved them quite into these middle locations yet. There are some supply trucks up for grabs here, but they're empty, so they're not quite that valuable. They're more valuable to be killed. Delta Force, of course, to get pounded into the ground, and looks like it will in fact fall. We have a complete retreat of this Leopard 2A4. He knows if he loses this, he is in some serious trouble. This is quite an expensive tank to use. Oh my god, it's retreating and attacking, and it's just blowing range, and now it dies. Huge, massive lead for Fiva55 as he continues this complete push. He's got a lot of rockets out though, and a lot of his equipment as he's forced to pound this location. Anti-tank gun dragon forces against tanks. Pretty good trade for Predator, but this is quite the deficit. If you look at the mini-map here, you can see a giant amount of red and not so much blue. This could be trouble. A lot of very cheap units are being used very effectively by Fiva55. The Jaguar 2s are forced to retreat. Everything's retreating back to this single position here. We have some skirmishes going on here. Transfer helicopters are going down, and it looks like he's completely surrounded in all directions, or maybe he's firing in all directions. It's really all about how you look at this. The T-55s are moving in to try and deal with these Delta Force, which are doing significant damage to these tanks, and actually these tanks are in quite some trouble. Caught in between all these positions, are actually focus firing down the most dangerous targets, which is very, very smart, but they are getting flanked in all directions. Could be cost Fiva55 a little bit, but this lead he has is actually insane. He's actually pushed the enemy out of Bravo, out of Charlie. He's taken Gulf, Foxtrot, India. He has scouts all along every single piece of the border, and he's just massively out-charading his opponent. T-55s are winding up and slowly chewing away at these armored personnel carriers, and they're gonzo. The only thing that Predator has left is in fact this main base, which is full of anti-tank guns. Lots of anti-tank guns. These are very smart units to use, but not in this kind of positioning. They have to be in the woods. They have to do the big push in, and there needs to be a recon spotting. Where's the recon, Predator? Oh my god, this is some crazy action. Look at this map. It's actually all red. There's nothing here. It's almost like he was cheating that match. There's so many units there. Fiva55 definitely deserves to be here. He will be in the round of 600, and I'll guarantee you this guy will be in the round of 64 too. So thank you guys for watching this very, very quick match, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another great Wargame Cup match.